Following their defeat to the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl LVY, both offensive coordinator Shane Steichen and defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon decided to depart from Philadelphia in search of head coaching positions. Despite defensive coordinator Vic Fangio staying put in Philadelphia, there is speculation that offensive coordinator Kellen Moore may decide to move on. Multiple sources claim that Moore is the front-runner for the head coaching position with the New Orleans Saints. If this comes to fruition, the Philadelphia Eagles may need to start searching for a new coach after Super Bowl LIX. Unluckily, the Eagles have dealt with numerous alterations in their offensive coordinator position. Under head coach Nick Sirianni's leadership starting in 2021, Philadelphia has gone through 3 different offensive coordinators. Similarly, quarterback Jalen Hurts is no stranger to changes in that role, from his college playing days to now. Just last year, Moore was brought on board by the Eagles, but now they may need to find a new offensive coordinator once again. A list of 10 potential candidates to keep an eye on for the position in Philadelphia. Head coach Nick Sirianni of the Philadelphia Eagles walks away from the field after their victory in the NFC Championship against the Washington Commanders at Lincoln Financial Field. Image credit: Eric Hartline Imagine Images. In 2023, Brian Johnson was promoted within the organization. But in 2025, the Eagles might opt for an external hire. Despite this, there are a few internal options in Philadelphia that could be considered for the role if Moore departs. Below are 2 individuals from Sirianni's coaching staff that could be suitable for the position. Kevin Patullo, who is seen as Sirianni's closest ally, currently serves as the pass game coordinator and associate head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. With 15 years of experience in the NFL and having worked with 6 different teams, Patullo has held various roles. Despite not promoting Patullo for the past 2 seasons, Sirianni may grant him the chance to become Philadelphia's offensive coordinator in 2025. TJ Paganetti first started working with the Eagles in 2013 as an analyst under Chip Kelly. In 2017, he returned as an offensive quality control coach and assistant offensive line coach. He has stayed with the team ever since and is now known as a run game specialist and assistant offensive line coach. At the young age of 35, the Eagles may consider promoting him as a testament to his growth within the organization under different coaching styles. During the game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles on November 1, 2020 at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA, Philadelphia Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie and Philadelphia Eagles general manager Howie Roseman were seen chatting. According to reports, the offensive coordinator position in Philadelphia has garnered a lot of interest in the NFL recently. If Moore is hired in New Orleans, this would mean that 2 out of the team's last 3 offensive coordinators have gone on to become head coaches. As a result, many up-and-coming coaches are keeping an eye on the potential opening in Philadelphia. Here are 4 promising candidates who could be considered for the Eagles' offensive coordinator position. Nate Scheelhaase was considered for the offensive coordinator position by the Eagles in 2023, but ultimately Brian Johnson was promoted instead. Scheelhaase has experience working with head coach Matt Campbell at Iowa State for multiple seasons, and Campbell happens to be a close friend of Sirianni. In 2024, Scheelhaase took on the role of offensive assistant and passing game specialist for the Los Angeles Rams under Sean McVay. He was also given the prestigious title of Play Drawer by McVay, a title previously held by current head coaches Zach Taylor, Liam Cohen, and Zach Robinson. Jared Johnson was considered by the Eagles as a candidate for their offensive coordinator position before ultimately hiring Moore in 2024. Despite C.J. Stroud not performing as well as expected, Johnson still maintains a good reputation in the NFL. At 36 years old, he is now being considered for various offensive coordinator roles in the NFL. Johnson previously worked with Sirianni for 2 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts. If Moore ends up becoming the head coach of the Saints, Philadelphia could potentially be interested in bringing Johnson back into consideration. Josh McCown's coaching career began in an unexpected way while he was still an active player for the Eagles. In 2019, he retired briefly before joining the Eagles to work as a quarterbacks coach at Myers Park High School, where his children were attending. As of 2025, McCown has been coaching quarterbacks in the NFL for 2 years, and he played a key role in Sam Darnold's impressive performance with the Minnesota Vikings in 2024. McCown is well known within the league, and is seen as a promising offensive assistant coach. Bobby Slowik, once considered a top contender for an NFL head coaching position, found himself unemployed after the Texans unexpectedly terminated his contract. Despite his successful track record with Houston's offense, the 37-year-old is now seeking new opportunities. With his play-calling experience and potential, Philadelphia could potentially pursue Slowik if Moore secures the head coaching role in New Orleans. Who among the seasoned candidates could possibly match Vic Fangio in terms of offensive prowess in Philadelphia? Frank Reich is familiar with Philadelphia and has previous experience working with Sirianni. He served as the Eagles' offensive coordinator for 2 years, contributing to their victory in Super Bowl LII, before taking on the head coaching role with the Colts in 2018. Reich and Sirianni collaborated for a total of 6 seasons, first with the Chargers for 3 years and then with the Colts for another 3. There is a strong bond between Sirianni and Reich, evident when Sirianni became emotional following the Eagles' win over the Colts in 2022, shortly after Reich was let go. Should Reich join Sirianni in Philadelphia as offensive coordinator, it would mark a significant moment of completion or closure. Mike McCoy, like Reich, has previously collaborated with Sirianni. The two of them were colleagues for 4 consecutive years at the Chargers from 2013 to 2016. During McCoy's leadership in San Diego, Sirianni held various coaching positions. McCoy took a break from the NFL but made a comeback in 2022 as the quarterbacks coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. His return would bring a significant amount of expertise and insights to Philadelphia. Ken Dorsey, with 6 seasons of experience in the NFL, transitioned smoothly to the management side of the league. He served as a pro scout for the Carolina Panthers for 2 years, before taking on the role of quarterbacks coach for the team in 2013. Dorsey then progressed through various coaching positions, including being an offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills and Cleveland Browns. After leaving Cleveland under unfortunate circumstances, Dorsey may find success in a more secure environment in Philadelphia. Eric Bieniemy was highly sought after for a head coaching position a few years back due to his achievements with the Kansas City Chiefs. Despite his success, he did not land a coaching job and instead worked as an assistant head coach and offensive coordinator at UCLA last season. Currently, Bieniemy is looking to make a comeback to the NFL and was considered for the role of offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. Bieniemy wrapped up his playing career in the NFL with the Eagles in 1999, and it would be fitting if his coaching journey led him back to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. The composition of the Philadelphia Eagles team is likely to change before the start of the 2025 National Football League season. Philadelphia has a plethora of skilled players in every position. The Eagles do not possess any obvious weaknesses, which means that some talented individuals will likely be leaving this offseason. It is not feasible to retain the entire roster, so Philadelphia must make room in their salary cap. According to Pro Football Network, they have identified key players who could be let go this offseason, including former All-Pro James Bradberry. Pro Football Network suggests that the top choices are probably Darius Slay Jr. or James Bradberry IV, to save more than $4 million in cap space. The Eagles now have some flexibility at the cornerback position due to the impressive performances of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. While having depth at cornerback is important, it would be perfect for the team if they could retain both Bradberry and Slay. Bradberry is seen as more susceptible compared to his counterpart, conceding 11 touchdowns and a 114.3 passer rating in the previous year and sitting out the entire following season. Despite this, his performance in 2022 was exceptional, leading the Eagles to possibly believe that his contract is not detrimental enough to warrant a departure. Unfortunately, Bradberry's absence during the 2024 season was due to an injury that occurred right before the start of the campaign. Information regarding his status has been scarce throughout the year, but more updates are expected after the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, but it seems like you forgot to provide the text that needs to be paraphrased. Can you please provide the text so I can help you with paraphrasing it? Sirianni is also the coach who was close to being let go by the Philadelphia Eagles numerous times in the past year, sparking strong opinions whenever he is brought up. Dave Spadaro, an Eagles insider for the Philadelphia Eagles, understands that there are individuals who do not have positive feelings towards him. He recognizes that as someone who is not part of their team, it is simple for others to harbor negative opinions about him. However, internally, he is well liked by his colleagues, and it is evident that the players have a strong sense of admiration for him. Spadaro, a longtime Eagles reporter, is gearing up to witness his fourth Philadelphia Super Bowl in person. He summed up his thoughts on the 43-year-old Sirianni, who has a record of 48-20 since becoming the Eagles' head coach in January 2021, with just one word. Spadaro described the situation as highly charged. When the Eagles faced the Chiefs in the Super Bowl last time, Sirianni gained significant online attention prior to the game starting. The coach was emotional as the American national anthem was performed by Chris Stapleton with tears streaming down his face. Jason Kelce, a former player on the Eagles team, commented on the coach's dedication and love for his players and team. In the 2024 season, during Week 6, Sirianni showed up with a shaved head after a week off, following a less-than-ideal 2-2 record. Philly has been on a winning streak of 10 games and continues to excel, thanks to the dynamic performances of Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. Despite the criticism from some fans who dislike Sirianni for a past incident where he swore at Chiefs fans on live TV, the coach still embodies the intense sports spirit of Philadelphia. Spadaro mentioned that he has made it to the playoffs on 4 occasions. This is his second time reaching the Super Bowl. He holds the highest win percentage in the history of the Eagles, surpassing even Andy Reid. His record over a 4-year period ranks him among the best coaches in NFL history. While he may be occasionally excessive with his trash-talking and facial expressions, he has successfully fostered a collegiate and enjoyable environment where the players bond. His 5 key principles are connection, competitiveness, intelligence in football, responsibility, and basic skills. The Eagles have adhered to these principles to reach another Super Bowl. Critics and skeptics have been scrutinizing Hurts for a while now as he faces the tough challenge of competing against Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce from the Chiefs in Super Bowl LAX on February 9th. The Eagles have made known that they have begun allowing defensive end Brandon Graham and tight end C.J. Uzomah to participate in practice as they get ready for the Super Bowl. Shortly after revealing that he tore his triceps, Graham was placed on injured reserve following the 37-20 victory against the Rams on Sunday night in Week 12 of football. After the initial encounter with the Rams, the veteran player of 15 years initially mentioned being out for the season in the locker room, but now he is putting in effort to prepare for the upcoming important match on February 9th. "We'll wait and see. I have plans to meet tomorrow and explore the potential. I have been putting in the effort, but the outcome remains uncertain," remarked Graham following the Eagles' victory in the NFC Championship. "Ultimately, I am pleased that we made it to this point. The fact that the team scored 55 points today, which happens to be Graham's jersey number, is an interesting coincidence, suggesting a possible message." On New Year's Day, Uzomah's season with the Eagles was cut short as he was put on the injured reserve list, having participated in 7 games and starting 3 of them. The Eagles have made a move by bringing running back Lew Nichols onto the practice squad, while also parting ways with tight end Nick Muse. In 2024, Nichols joined Philadelphia for training camp in the preseason before reuniting with the practice squad a month prior. In 2023, he was drafted by the Packers as a 7th-round pick after playing college football at Central Michigan. During his rookie season, he was eventually signed to the Eagles practice squad and ended the year with the team in Philadelphia. The following year, he signed a reserve dog future deal to return to the Eagles in 2024. Nichols, who stands at 5'10" and weighs 220 pounds, had an impressive college career at Central Michigan where he rushed for 3,061 yards, gained 575 receiving yards, and scored a total of 29 touchdowns in 32 games. He was recognized as the Mid-American Conference Offensive Player of the Year in 2021. Muse never got the chance to play in any games for the Eagles after joining the practice squad in January. Originally picked in the 7th round by the Minnesota Vikings in 2022 from South Carolina, Muse has appeared in 16 games over 3 seasons, mostly as a practice squad call-up, composed by Liam Wixer. When the Eagles defeated Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders 55-23 in the NFC Championship game, Sirianni publicly supported his quarterback, who excels in both passing and running. I believe that he is the only suitable candidate to lead the team as a quarterback because of his winning mentality, Sirianni expressed. I am constantly amazed by the amount of criticism he faces. The inquiries I receive are quite baffling, but I try not to dwell on them too much. It's astonishing how he continues to be successful despite all the challenges thrown his way. Sirianni has been constantly questioned since taking over for Doug Peterson, who led the Eagles to their first Super Bowl victory in 2017 with Nick Foles and the famous Philly special play, before being fired 3 years later for poor performance and team discord. Sirianni, who used to play as a wide receiver at Division III Mount Union, advanced in his career from Indiana University of Pennsylvania to becoming a Chiefs assistant coach and eventually the offensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. Since joining the Eagles, he has consistently emerged as a victor and is now just a single win away from securing a world title that will bring joy to those who dislike the Chiefs. According to Spadaro, if success is the measure, then Nick Sirianni is among the elite in his field. He could reach a higher level with a Super Bowl win. During Super Bowl Media Week, there will be an abundance of questions, with Hurts and the Eagles' passing game under constant scrutiny. This will lead to the ongoing debate surrounding Sirianni becoming more intense as they prepare for the next national anthem. Just last month, following Robert Saleh's dismissal in New York, there was a headline in USA Today asking about other individuals at risk of losing their jobs, Spadaro mentioned.